Orlando is home to the most famous theme park in the world, but this Saturday, the UFC provides the thrill rides as we bring 14 fantastic matchups to Florida. We've got the ceremonial weigh-ins and plenty of fight breakdowns for you here on the UFC Fight Night pre-show. Well, there is Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, one half of our main event. His record is 16-6-1 in MMA, but 57-0 as a kickboxer. He debuted in the UFC in 2012 with a knockout. He fought Tyron Woodley for the title, and he still has his eyes on the prize. Across the octagon will be Kevin Holland. His record is 23-8 with 1 no contest. He actually retired in September, but he is back. He is a Dana White Contender Series Season 2 success story. Big Mouth has a fan-friendly style in and out of the octagon. Welcome inside the Amway Center. The pre-show is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. And with that said, welcome inside. Booyah! We are here for the pre-show. Karen Bryant hanging out with Alan Joban, Michael Chiesa, and Megan O'Leary. It is Stuart Scott night on Saturday night, our fight night as part of Jimmy V Week. We are honoring the late Stuart Scott with our Booyah shirts. We've got 14 awesome fights. It feels so good to be back here in Orlando.
It does. Last time I was here, I think I was fighting in that octagon. I'm glad to be here at the desk with you guys. I don't have to do any of that stuff, but as you said,
less stressful.
Less stressful here, but a stacked card. 14 fights. We still have a terrific main event and lots of bangers in this matchup as well.
Oh, lots of bangers for sure. And if there's one thing that's so fitting for it being Stuart Scott night on Saturday night is the fact that it is a stacked card. He was such a diehard MMA fan, and while he's not with us today, he will have the best seat in the house.
Absolutely. A lot of contenders could emerge on this card. In our main event, you got to love it because it's 2 guys who really wanted to fight one another, who were so thrilled to sign on the dotted line when they heard their opponent's name.
Yeah, excellent. Well, let's take a look at our main card. We have got 6 fights for you, 4 different weight classes and 7 ranked fighters. Middleweights Anders, Dawkins, Hermanson, and Deliza get us going. Heavyweights Tuivasa versus Pavlovich clash before number 6 versus number 7 at flyweight. Barberena versus Rafael dos Anjos serves as our co-main event in the first of 2 welterweight bouts. But Michael, Wonderboy is a former title challenger, still a threat at age 39 due to his striking versatility. What are the best weapons in the arsenal?
Well, the best weapons in his arsenal, I would definitely say, are his kicks, particularly that lead leg side kick. He does a great job maintaining space and keeping his opponents off him with that lead leg side kick. But it's also the spinning attacks. It's also the head kicks like you see against Stan Stegen. He does a good job getting the knee up and bringing the kick over your shoulder. And he's got good blitzes with his punches. He does a good job sidestepping his opponent's offense where he can counter with 2, 3, 4 punch combos. And what a victory celebration he's got as well.
Well, listen, Alan, Kevin Holland has had the 5th highest striking accuracy at middleweight. So how does that skill set translate 15 pounds lighter?
Well, he's such a long fighter, right? He's 6'3", has an 81-inch reach. Tremendous for the welterweight division, but he has a lot of pop in his punch. You see this even from the ground. He's able to knock out Jacare Souza, one of the most decorated jiu-jitsu artists in all of the UFC. At 185, he's fighting at welterweight tonight. You see this, the right hand. That's where he does a lot of his handiwork right there against Cowboy Oliveira. The right hand in tight, gets people done, gets people out. I think he needs to cover the distance and try to get in close against Wonderboy.
And there's not a lot of tension this week, is there, Megan?
There's not, and there seems to be a lot of relief in that sentiment that both of these guys are on good terms with one another. In fact, Kevin Holland had Stephen Thompson on his own podcast a couple of weeks ago. They were laughing. They interviewed one another this week for the UFC social media team. And while they are so thrilled to face another lifelong martial artist of traditional martial arts, there also seems to be a real comfort that they don't have to go in there with a lot of hostility.
Yeah, that doesn't mean Kevin won't be talking, though. He is a big mouth. He loves to talk all the way through fights. And speaking of talking, it is time now to send it down to the stage and the man on the microphone. Take it away, Johnny.
Let's go, Orlando! Great to be back in Central Florida. How about a hand for the Octagon girls? Luciana Andrade, Brooklyn Wren, Sean Shelby. Our matchmaker is here, and we are ready to go. 14 fights coming your way live on ESPN tomorrow night. We begin with a prelim in the UFC Women's Strawweight Division. Jasmine Howardy versus Estela Nunes. First athlete to the stage, Estela Nunes. 114 and a half, the official weight for Estela Nunes. And her opponent, please welcome Jasmine Harrigy. $115 and a half, the official weight for Jasmine Harrigy. All right, next prelim comes your way in the UFC featherweight division. Marcelo Pitbull Rojo versus Francis Fire Marshall. First fighter to the stage, making his UFC debut here tomorrow night, Francis Marshall. $145, the official weight for Francis Marshall. And his opponent, please welcome Marcelo Rojo. $145, the official weight for Pitbull Marcelo Rojo. All right, next up in the UFC's lightweight division, Lethal Natan Levy versus Renato Rayadito Valdez. First fighter to the stage out of Tijuana, Mexico, Renato Valdez. £156, the official weight for Renato Valdez. And his opponent is Lethal Natan Levy. Official weight 156 for Natan Levy. All right, back out of the featherweight division, Darren the Damage Elkins versus Jonathan JSP Pierce. First fighter to the stage, Jonathan JSP Pierce. $146, the official weight for JSP. And his opponent set to make his 27th UFC appearance, Darren the Damage Elkins. $145, the official weight for the veteran Darren Elkins. All right, moving on now, should be a good one in the UFC lightweight division. Michael the Menace Johnson versus Mark Bone Crusher Chakasi. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for Mark Casey? $155.5, the official weight for Mark Casey. And his opponent, UFC fight number 27 for Michael "The Menace" Johnson. $156, the official weight for Michael Johnson. All right, next prelim, also in the lightweight division, Clay the Carpenter Guida versus Scott Hot Sauce Holtzman. First fighter to the stage is Scott Holtzman. $155.5, the official weight for Scott Holtzman. And his opponent, set for his 34th UFC appearance, Clay the Carpenter Guida. Official weight 154.5 for Clay Guida. Woo! Yeah! All right, next up in the women's strawweight division, Angela "Overkill" Hill versus Emily Gordina Ducote. First fighter to the stage, 13th ranked in the strawweight division, Emily Ducote. $115.5, the official weight for Emily Ducote. And her opponent, the 12th ranked strawweight in the world, Angela "Overkill" Hill. $115.5, the official weight for Angela Hill. All right, that brings us to the featured prelim in the UFC's welterweight division. Nico the Hybrid Price versus Phil the Fresh Prince Rowe. First fighter to the stage, repping Orlando, Florida, USA, Phil Rowe. 173 and a half, the official weight for Bill Rhodes, 2.5 pounds over the welterweight limit. And now introducing his opponent out of Cape Coral, Florida, Nico, the Hybrid Price. All right, that brings us to the main card, live on ESPN for UFC Fight Night. Thompson versus Holland. First out of the chute in the middleweight division, your boy Eric Anders versus Kyle Dawkins. $184.5, the official weight for Kyle Dawkins. And his opponent, your boy, Eric Anders. $186, the official weight for Eric Anders. All right, next main card matchup, also in the middleweight division, Jack the Joker Hermanson versus Roman Dolidze. First fighter to the stage, Roman Dolidze. Official weight 185.5 for Roman Dolidze. And his opponent is the 8th ranked middleweight in the world, Jack the Joker Hermanson. Come on, guys! Yeah. 186 for Jack Hermanson. And that brings us to the lone heavyweight matchup on the card. Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa versus Sergey Pavlovich. First fighter to the stage, number 5 in the world, Sergey Pavlovich. $255 for Mr. Pavlovich. And his opponent, the number 4 ranked heavyweight contender, Tai Bam Bam Tuivasa. $266, the official weight for Tai Tuivasa. All right, now to a featured bout in the men's flyweight division, Mateus Nicolau versus Matt Danger Schnell. First fighter to the stage, number 7 in the world in the flyweight division, Matt Schnell. $126, the official weight for Matt Schnell. And his opponent, number 6 in the world, Mateus Nicolau. Official weight 126 pounds for Mateus Nicolau. All right, now to the co-main event in the UFC's welterweight division. Brian Bam Bam Barberena versus Rafael Dos Anjos. First fighter to the stage, the former undisputed UFC lightweight champion, Rafael Dos Anjos. 170, the official weight for RDA. And his opponent has had a big 2022. Please welcome Brian Bam Bam Barberena. $170.5, the official weight for Barberena. All right, main event tomorrow night also comes your way in the UFC men's welterweight division. We now take a look at the two headliners, the men on the marquee here at Amway tomorrow night.
All smiles for the crime-fighting, trash-talking, bright-shining Kevin Holland.
He's a wild boy.
Trailblazer is the official nickname. Big Mouth is the unofficial nickname.
I guess I move between Trailblazer and Big Mouth, just depending on the times and the situation. Trailblazer, it's like nothing's gonna stand in my way.
Oh! Huge right hand from Kevin Holland. That'll do it.
Big Mouth, super entertaining, always fun for the people.
He puts on quite the show. He's always talking to his opponents, berating his opponents. I've never seen somebody talk like that in the middle of a fight.
Put them both together, it's a hard combination to deal with.
Well, from the moment Stephen Wonderboy Thompson made his UFC debut in 2012, a lot of us had the sense that he could be something special.
It was UFC 143, my very first UFC fight. And I just realized that I just made it. I made it to the biggest fight promotion in the world, and I'm here. I went out there, first round, head kick, knockout, and guess what? I'm still here, baby.
Stephen Wonderboy Thompson makes really good fighters look very average. What sets him apart from the others is his karate style.
It's such a difficult puzzle to solve. You can't see where the punches are coming. You don't see them until they're up near your face.
It's very exciting to go against somebody with a traditional background. You know, it gives a staple to prove how good my striking is. Sometimes you get guys that know how to bang a good roundhouse kick at the right time, throw some good punches, but you got Wonderboy. He can spin with the kick. He can jump in the air and throw a strike. You know, his punches are clean. Everything about Wonderboy spells good striking.
Another spinning attack.
It connected, that's it!
The difference is I hit like a truck.
Oh! Kevin Trailblazer Holland!
I hit harder than Wonderboy. I'm just as fast as Wonderboy, and I'm just as slick as Wonderboy.
The man loves to fight.
Performance of the night bonuses left and right.
He's just awesome to watch. He can deliver a knockout from anywhere.
Knocked out Joaquin Buckley with one punch at 185. Knocked out Jacare from his back. He has some fantastic submission skills. He's a black belt under Travis Lutter. I mean, he can do it all.
You know, a lot of guys can fixate on what they can do to you instead of what you're going to be doing to them. And that's what I'm focused on, what I'm going to be doing to Kevin Holland.
It's going to be a fun night because when I put the right hand on him, no matter what he does, my right hand is going to make a difference in this fight every single time.
He's got his hands full because he's got a hungry Stephen Wonderboy Thompson who's not giving up on that title. He's going to go walk right through him.
Wonder Boy, I'm going to eat that boy like it's some Wonder Bread, white bread, no wheat. I'm going to knock him out. It's my night.
All right, folks, here we go with the main event. First fighter to the stage, Kevin Trailblazer Holland. $170.5, the official weight for Kevin Holland. And his opponent is a former two-time world title challenger, the number 6 ranked contender, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Official weight 174, Wonderboy. All right, we step over here and first grab a minute with Kevin Trailblazer Holland. Congratulations, quite a pop here, obviously. How about it, man? A lot of these fans have come out to see you. Final expectations for what they're gonna see here tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, Wonderboy's gonna go out there and throw some good stuff. I'm gonna go out there and throw some good stuff. Somebody's gonna get hit and somebody's gonna go to sleep. That's as simple as it is, but at the end of the day, all respect. Make sure you guys show Wonderboy some love. And I'll be getting some steak tonight. 4 lucky people can come with me because I bought too many tickets to the steakhouse.
There he is, folks. Appreciate your time. See you tomorrow night, Kevin Holland. All right, we step over here and talk to the ever-classy Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. I know you like this man a lot. You and Kevin have spent a lot of time together this week. The words give way to the action tomorrow night. Any final thoughts before yet another huge spot for you?
Man, this fight excites me 100%, man. To be able to do it right here in Orlando, Florida with you guys, I love it. Hey, it's gonna be action-packed, baby. Make sure you guys are tuning in. I love you guys. Appreciate you.
Great to have you back, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. All right, Orlando, appreciate the noise. Thank you all for coming out. One more sleep. We'll see you tomorrow night.